welcome back to the Mike and Andrew Show. I'm Andrew Serwick here again with Mike Meredith. Mike, it's Thursday. We don't have Thursday Night Football, which is really weird to me, but it's Week 18 for the NFL coming up. We also got the college football national title game, and lots of other things to talk about today. But Mike, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, man. Ready to get into this previews for this coming week.
Oh yeah, man, we got a nice weekend here ahead of us. So let's get it started with the two Saturday games. We have the Ravens hosting the Steelers. The Steelers are actually favored in this game by 4. The Ravens are basically starting nobody in this game. I believe I saw like Lamar Jackson isn't playing in this game. Um, they're just resting guys. They got the AFC number 1 seed all locked up. So the Ravens obviously not really going to care here. So I think I'm going to roll with the Steelers here. I feel like this is going to actually be a pretty close game. But I just feel like the Steelers, given that the Ravens won't have their offense at 100% by design, that the Steelers very well could win this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers here as well. This is a must-win for the Steelers for their playoffs. And like you said, the Ravens locked the number 1 seed. They're resting pretty much all their starters. But this is Brad Allen and his crew, I've heard, could be roughing this game. So, watch out for them.
Yeah, they could bone someone. Oh wait, no, that crew only bones the Lions. The Lions are 0-6 whenever that crew is reffing their games. By the way, the other Saturday game, we have the Colts hosting the Texans. Houston, a 1.5-point favorite in this game. Winner of this game moves on to the playoffs. Loser does not. They go play some golf. C.J. Stroud is back. He's healthy. Last week was a nice game back for him. And yeah, look, I'm going to roll with the Texans here. I feel like just overall they're the better team. They obviously have the better quarterback play. And obviously that concussion protocol did not throw C.J. Stroud off whatsoever, because last week he came back after missing so much time and was right back to it, doing great things. So I'm going to roll with the Texans here. They have a slightly better defense as well, so I think the Houston Texans will win this game, and they obviously cover that 1.5.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I trust Houston more. I trust CJ Stroud over Gardner Minshew in this game. And again, it's a must win for both teams. I'm taking Houston in this must win situation.
Yeah, it is a must-win situation for for both of these teams. But man, I just trust Houston a little bit more, which is weird to say, or really weird to think about. Both these teams no one thought would get even into the playoffs, and yet here they are. Both are in a go or go home situation. It's interesting how this season's worked out for both these teams. Moving on to Sunday, the Lions host the Vikings. The Lions are just a 3.5-point favorite in this game. So what I've seen and what I've heard is that it looks like the Lions are gonna start all their starters, and then the second half just let them go, rest them the rest of the game, have their second and third strings play the rest of the game, let them get a little bit of rest, but not having them get completely out of the rhythm by sitting a week here. That said, I'm going to roll with the Lions. The Vikings, they got nothing to play for. They win this game, they're not making the playoffs either way. I think the Lions are going to come out. It's at home, too, for the Lions, so they have a huge advantage there. And I just think the Lions will end up winning this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions here, too. I don't even know if they can move up or down in their seeding no matter what happens in this. I know they've already secured at least the 3rd seed. I'm not sure if they can move up to the 2 if they win and Dallas or Philly loses. Not too sure, but either way, I still think they're going to win this game, and I think that, like you said, they're going to pull their starters out second half, and even with our second string, and we should have a sizable lead by halftime to where we should be all right. Even if we lose this game, it's not going to be that big of a deal because we're kind of just using this as a preparation game for the playoffs.
Yeah, so basically, if the Cowboys somehow lose to the Commanders, which I highly doubt, and the Eagles somehow lose to the Giants, which I also highly doubt, then the Lions will actually get the 2 seed because they'll have a better record if the Lions win and both those teams lose. Um, that's the only way Lions can get the 2 seed, but I don't see it happening. The Panthers host the Bucks. The Bucks are a 4.5 point favorite in this game. Um, them and the Saints, they're tied for the division lead right now, so this is a must-win for the Bucks, I believe. But if the Saints win, I believe the Saints have the tiebreaker. I'm not entirely sure actually who has the tiebreaker between those two, but this is a must-win for the Bucks if they want to have a chance to even make it into the playoffs, and I think they will. The Panthers are just horrible, man, but I would not be shocked to see the Panthers just do the most Panthers thing ever and screw over the Bucks here.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they just do that. Kind of like what happened with who was it last year? Well, I mean the Lions played that last year against the Packers, but you also had the Texans and Lovie Smith with that big FU win at the end, so that they didn't get the number one pick. But it kind of worked out for them in getting C.J. Stroud. But I don't think the Panthers are going to win this one. I think the Bucks really need to bounce back after they just lost to the Saints, where they pretty much could have locked the division up. So they need to win this game.
Yeah, they're going to be in desperation mode, so I just think, yeah, they're going to definitely try everything they can to win this game. We have the Battle of the Armpit of America, the Bengals versus the Browns. the Browns, a 7 point favorite in this game. Um, Look, the Browns, they secured their playoff spot. They're in as a wild card. They don't have anything really to fight for here. That said, they're still going to play very, very hard here. The Bengals, on the other end, they're out of it, but they still want to try to end the season on a win. I am going to roll with the Browns here. I just think overall they're the better team. Joe Flacco's playing out of his mind, but you just got to calm down with these interceptions, man, because that ain't going to do well for them in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, the armpit of America. Here, the battle of rusty, stinky, musty, fucking Ohio. Fuck Ohio, man.
Fuck Ohio.
I'm gonna roll though with the Browns, or the yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Browns here. I think they have this momentum right now and taking it into the playoffs. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it sure will be. This is this week's Toilet Bowl of the Week. We have the Patriots hosting the Jets. The Patriots, a 2 point favorite in this game. Um, Look, I think this is Bill's last hurrah, man. So I think he's going to try to pull out all the stops to win his last game as a head coach, at least of the Patriots, probably of his career, but at the very least as the Patriots head coach here. I'm going to roll with New England. I know obviously the Jets have a much better defense that could stop this New England offense, but I just have a little bit more faith in this New England offense than I do that Jets offense. So I got to roll with the Patriots here.
Man, this is so tough. Both these teams are so bad. I guess I'm gonna go with New England. I really don't think either of these teams are that good. New England's defense is probably going to run all over that Jets offense, but we'll see, man. It's gonna be a pretty shitty game, I think.
Yeah, that it will be. The Saints host the Falcons. The Saints are a 3 point favorite in this game. Um, Look, the Saints, like I said earlier, talking about the Bucks, they're in a must-win if they want to have a chance to win their division. And I forget who has the tiebreaker right now. I'm pretty sure it's the Saints though that has it. But I could be very wrong about that. That said, the Saints, they're in a must-win here. Atlanta, while they're defense is really good. Their offense just lacks. And the Saints is kind of the opposite. Their defense is not good, but their offense at times can be really, really good. And like I said, it's a must-win for them. So I think the Saints, they're going to try as hard as they can to do everything they possibly can to beat the Falcons here, who are a tough opponent, believe it or not. But the Saints will win this game.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough because I really think that Tampa should win this division over the Saints. I think that Tampa's the better team, but Tampa really screwed up last week losing to the Saints. So I think the Saints have a good chance to win here. They're better than the Falcons, I think. Man, this is gonna be tough. I think I will go with the Saints here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta ends up winning this.
Yeah, I would not be surprised, but I think the Saints are a much better team overall than the Falcons. The Titans will host the Jaguars. Jacksonville, a 3.5 point favorite in this game. Obviously, Jacksonville's fighting to win this division still. I believe they have the tiebreaker over both Indianapolis and Houston, though. So as long as they win this game, they're still winning their division. But that said, they need to win this game to win their division still. And the Titans blow. Give me Jacksonville. Give me the points. That 3.5. That's too easy.
Yeah, you gotta agree with that as well. Jacksonville, even though they haven't really been as strong this year compared to the potential they had, I still think that they're definitely going to beat up on the Titans.
Yeah, they should. The Titans blow. They find ways to win games, man, but I don't see how the Titans are gonna try to win this game when I know Jacksonville's on a they're falling apart at the seams, but yeah, man, I just think Jacksonville they're gonna try to win this game. The Cardinals are hosting the Seahawks. The Seahawks a 2.5 point favorite in this game. The Seahawks, I believe, need a win to get in. I'm not entirely sure on the wild card situation there. That said, Arizona blows. They're not playing for anything. Seattle, they're playing for a spot in the playoffs. Give me Seattle. Give me that 2.5. The Cardinals blow, man. Plain and simple. They have Keebler Elf #1 as their quarterback. There's just no way.
Yeah, Cardinals big win last week, but I don't think that continues for this week.
Yeah, it was a huge win for them, but yeah, I just don't see them winning this week. The Packers host the Bears. The Packers a 3 point favorite in this game. They win, they're in the playoffs. They lose, they're knocked out. I want to see Chicago knock them out just because fuck Green Bay. I just don't see it happening. I think Green Bay is a much better team than the Bears are. Jordan Love, obviously the better quarterback between him and Fields. Yeah, give me Green Bay. They're gonna cover that 3 as well.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears, man. The Bears have actually kind of been hot recently, man. They've been winning some games. They dropped almost 40 last week. I get it wasn't against a good team, but still, like, the Bears, I just want to see them to beat the Packers, man. That's my thing. I just want to see the Packers get eliminated by the Bears.
I understand. I just don't think that the Bears are going to be able to do it, man. I really don't, especially in Lambeau. That's such a tough place to win in, especially when your team isn't good. The Chargers host the Chiefs. The Chargers are a 3.5 point favorite in this game. Chiefs resting a lot of guys this week, so obviously the Chargers, big favorites. Well, not big favorites, but they're favorites in this game. I think obviously with the Chiefs sitting so many people, and it's much needed for them. They already got their division locked up. They're not getting the number 1 seed. I think they have, and they do have the number 2 seed locked up as well. So I think for them, resting guys is important. The Chargers, they have nothing to play for. This is going to be a really close game. I think I'm going to roll with the Chiefs, though, just because I think their second string is better than the starters of the Chargers. And I believe Justin Herbert's still out for the Chargers as well. So give me the Chiefs.
Yep, I'm gonna take the Chiefs here too. The Chargers just stink all around, and yeah, Herbert's still out too.
The Raiders host the Broncos. Raiders a 3-point favorite in this game. The Broncos, obviously they've benched Russell Wilson. I don't think they're even trying to make the playoffs at this point. Um, Raiders, they have nothing to play for, but they want to beat their division rival, and I think the Broncos are doing everything they can to avoid making the playoffs. Um, so yeah, give me the Raiders and the points here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders too. The Broncos really missed their chance to go for the playoffs, and they're pretty much done with Russ. That thing's basically out the window. So I think the Raiders are going to win this as well.
The Giants host the Eagles. The Eagles a 5-point favorite in this game. Um, the Eagles obviously, as of late, just not playing very good football. Tough loss last week against a really bad Arizona team. The Giants, I just these guys I know want to play for Ryan Daboll because he's such a good coach, but I just think the Eagles, they're gonna try and win this game. I mean, they have to if they want to win their division. Um, but the Giants, man, I don't know. I have a feeling that they're gonna screw themselves from a top five pick to like, I believe if they win this game, they go from picking fifth overall to like what was it, picking like ninth overall, something like that. So they lose a lot of draft stock if they lose this game. I know the players don't care about that, but I'm sure their GM does. But that said, I still think the Eagles are going to win this game. They're obviously a much better team. They're playing like shit right now, but just, there's so much talent. You gotta give me the Eagles here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well. They gotta win, and I hate both the Eagles and Dallas, but I guess if I had to pick, I'd take Philly. So kind of pulling for Philly to win that division because Dallas doesn't deserve a freaking home playoff game.
No, they definitely fucking don't. The Niners host the Rams. The Niners just a 4-point favorite in this game. Um, they this they have the one seed locked up, right? So the Niners aren't really playing for anything, but they're starting pretty much everyone as far as I'm concerned. The Rams, they are in the playoffs, it looks like, but only barely. That said, it seems like they're doing everything they can to avoid playing the Lions in the first round right now. So they're going to definitely try to lose this game so they don't have to play the Lions. The Niners, obviously, like I said, they are not. I mean, they're playing a lot of starters still. Don't know why, but it is what it is there. But yeah, give me the Niners here and those 4 points.
Man, I can't believe the 49ers are playing their starters at all in this game. I really wanted to pick the Rams just because I thought the 49ers would really not even be trying. Same with the Ravens. I think I'm still going to pick the Rams. I know that it's going to be an interesting matchup. I was calling for weeks that it's going to be Rams Lions, so we'll see, man.
I really hope it is, but I don't think anyone right now wants to play the Lions in the playoffs. I really, really don't, except for maybe the Niners. The Commanders host the Cowboys. Dallas a 13-point favorite in this game. Obviously, they're playing everyone that they can because they need a win, and hopefully Philly loses and they can get their number 2 seed. That said, Commanders obviously they have nothing to play for. I really, really hope they try to beat Dallas here. I really do. I think it'd be great for the memes. Fuck Dallas, but yeah, I can't pick against Dallas. They're just so much better than this Commanders team. As much as I hate it, man, just give me Dallas.
Commanders all the way.
Okay, okay.
Commanders.
You're picking
That's
with your
right.
heart, not with your head,
That's
Mike. Come on now.
right. Commanders, let's ride.
Oh, they're gonna cry. Let's be honest here. Their season started off somewhat decently, and then it's just been a losing record since, or not winning a single game since the trade deadline. It's been abysmal for them. And then lastly, Sunday night football. We have the Dolphins hosting the Bills. The Dolphins, a 3-point favorite in the no Buffalo is a 3-point favorite in this game. Um, I believe Miami needs to win this game to get the
Yep.
number 2 seed. Um,
And clinch the division, yep.
yeah, and to clinch the division, yeah, because if Buffalo wins, then yeah. Um, yeah, Miami, they're at home. They're a really good team at home. Um, Buffalo has been shaky at times, man. Especially more so on the road. I gotta go with Miami, man. They're at home. It's a divisional game. It's a must win for them to clinch the division. Give me Miami. Fuck Buffalo.
Man, I think this game is going to be so close, man. This is really going to be a battle. Both these teams wanting that division. Miami's at home. They definitely play better at home for sure. But Miami's also really struggled against good teams this year. They really have not beat any really competent teams. Buffalo beat them earlier in the year. But I do think that this is the week Miami shows up the haters after that abysmal performance against Baltimore last week, and they win this game. I think it comes down, though, to the very end. I think it's going to be really close, probably like a 3-point game.
Yeah, it's gonna be really close. I think Miami does pull off the win here. And like I said, man, Miami at home is so good. So uh, beating them at home, well, at their stadium is just really hard. I think they've only lost once at home. So yeah, Miami, man, they're forced to be reckoned with this weekend. So moving on from the NFL, we have one last college football game of the year. It is the college football championship, of course, between number 1 Michigan and number 2 Washington. Two best teams in the country, both undefeated going into this game. The only teams undefeated left, at least that were in the top 25. Both teams played thrillers of playoff games the week before. Obviously, Michigan in a overtime win against Bama, and Washington holding on against a Texas comeback to win their game. Look, Michigan obviously really strong defensively. Rated the number 1 defense in the country. The offense, they can ground and pound. J.J. McCarthy at times looks good. At other times, he looks very scary. Obviously, to start the game, he almost threw a pick, but the guy was standing out of bounds when he jumped up to go grab the ball, so it didn't count, and that changed the whole trajectory of the game for Michigan. That said, Washington, they had to hold on to a Texas comeback. Washington's defense not good at all. It's one of the weakest defenses in the country. That said, they have a extremely explosive offense, obviously led by Michael Penix Jr., who threw for 4,600 yards this season. And obviously, you have in the receiving, you have Odunze and what's the other guy's name? Can't think of right now. Yeah, you have Odunze and Polk and McMillan. Those guys, really elite level receivers. Michigan's corners are gonna have to be playing very good. Well, their whole secondary is just gonna have to be playing very tough defense. We know that the front of Michigan is very good, but Washington's also got the Joe Moore award-winning offensive line from this year, best offensive line in the country. This is going to be a close game. Michigan is favored by 4.5. We have an over/under of 56.5. I'm pressing on that under. I feel like the way Michigan will win this game is that they have to control the ball, have a lot of possession, keep Penix off the field, and your defense can do enough to slow down this Washington offense. But this Washington defense is so bad, you just got to keep running the ball on them, keep holding on to that ball, keep the possession in your favor, and Michigan can win this game because, like I said, Washington's defense is very, very bad. As for Washington, their defense needs to find a way to stop the run because Michigan is very, very good at that, and their defense is not. And Washington has to obviously their defense has to play very, very good to win this game because obviously their offense can keep them in it, but if they're not on the field, then Michigan's going to have a field day and end up winning this game by a lot. This is going to be a really close game. I am going to pick Michigan though. Not just because, it's my team, but just because I think the matchup favors Michigan a lot more than it does Washington. You can't count out Washington, though. People have been counting them out all year long. That said, I think just, Michigan can win this game. They just have to play it smartly. And as for Washington, you got to pray to God your defense can stop Michigan.
Yeah, this game, I'm hammering the under on it. The way Michigan's going to win is by their defense. It's going to be Washington offense versus Michigan defense. Who's going to be better? Because Michigan offense versus Washington defense is going to be abysmal to watch. It's just neither of them are that strong. I mean, Michigan's offense is all right. They can be good, but
Yeah,
their
but
defense is definitely their strongest suit.
but the other issue is that Washington cannot stop the run, and Michigan's really good at running the ball. So
Yeah,
that's where that lies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if Corum can get going, then so as well though, Washington every game this year they've been an underdog. They have won outright, so they have been no stranger to being underdogs. They were underdogs against Oregon. They were underdogs against Texas. Now Michigan. So they're used to not being favored in these games. So they definitely got a chip on their shoulder. But also the last four national title games, the team that was favored won and covered the spread as well. So that's definitely been a trend here for the last few games. I'm going to go with Michigan here. I think it's going to be a close game, of course. I think it's going to be a gritty game. I think it's going to probably be similar score to the Bama game, like 27-20, 27-24, something like that. I think Michigan's defense will do enough to hold Washington's explosive offense in check.
Yeah, I think Michigan's defense can very much slow down this Washington offense. I don't know about necessarily stopping it, but at least slow it down, get some key stops, force them to punt the ball, things like that. Hold them to field goals. Michigan's offense is going to be able to just run all day on Washington's defense. And once Washington's defense starts loading the box because they're expecting Michigan to run the ball more and more, that's going to open up the pass game for Michigan's offense, which can be very, very good when at certain times, right? Like we saw like in the Bama game, they started loading the box a little bit more against Michigan, and they started to pass a little bit. This happened in the Ohio State game as well, where Ohio State started stacking 7-8 guys into the box, and Michigan started throwing the ball more. So and the other thing too is that the Washington's corners are not good, so Roman Wilson might find himself open fairly often because he's not a great wide receiver. He's a good one, but these Washington corners, man, are not that great. But man, this Washington offense is absolutely frightening to anyone. Even a Michigan's great defense, I feel like Washington's gonna be just fine offensively. Maybe scoring a little bit less because, like I said, Michigan's defense is that good. but I don't think Michigan's going to fully stop this offense. I really don't. I think this will be a very close, low-scoring game, somewhere like you said, 27-24, 27-20, something like that. Um, and that's just Michigan's MO, man. They play those low-scoring games and they win them. Washington doesn't do that. They have to outduel everyone, and usually that works, but they don't play this level of a defense like they do Michigan. So, but this will be an interesting matchup because there is a rematch in the regular season next season. Because obviously Washington moving over to the Big Ten, um, these teams will face off against each other. Um, so it'll be interesting to see who wins this one and who wins that game coming up this season. So that is your national title preview. Obviously, we'll review it on Tuesday. It's going to be very, very exciting Monday night game. That's why there's no Monday night in the NFL, because NFL let, obviously the college football playoff have their night. So yeah, that's gonna do it for that. So now we're gonna head on over to some other sports because we haven't talked about them in a while. So Mike, take it away.
Yeah, here. So we have not talked about basketball in a while. The power rankings, a lot of stuff has changed. I think the only thing that's stayed the same is that the Pistons are last. So uh, they're cooking up a new losing streak. They're on 2 in a row now after they lost 28. So let's go. But today we'll be, of course, talking about the top tens. Just too much other teams to go on, and just talking, of course, about the top teams here. So starting off here at number 10, we have the Dallas Mavericks, who were previously ranked last week at number 9. Dallas, I think, has a lot of potential. They were in the Western Conference Finals last year, 19-15, a little bit above average. They have one of the best players in the game in Luka Doncic. So as long as he can stay healthy and going, Kyrie Irving as well, he's always a question mark whether he's going to play or whatever he's going to do, but he's a really solid talent as well. Luka has been averaging a ton. He averaged 37 and a half points per game in December, which is just crazy. So Dallas at 10, I definitely can respect that. Number 9 here is the Miami Heat, record of 19-14. Another team that has been pretty rock solid throughout the season here. They haven't been too great at the top, but they've kind of been above average. They always got a chance. Jaime Jaquez, their rookie, has been coming to life here. He has been putting on some great performances. Tyler Hero's back from injury. He was out for a while. Bam Adebayo's doing his thing. Jimmy Butler, though, has still been kind of in and out with injuries, so we'll see how they do. But they're always a better playoff team than they are regular season teams, so them being like middle of the road, like 5-6 seed, doesn't shock me right now. Number 8 here, we have the Sacramento Kings, 19-13 record here. De'Aaron Fox is becoming one of the best players in basketball right now. I think he is cemented himself as definitely a top 25, possibly a top 20 player in the league. He has been balling. He is averaging 30 points a game. Sabonis is one of the more underrated big men. He does a lot of great things. And Sacramento, while I think that there's definitely teams out west that are better, they have put together a solid core here moving forward that I think can do a lot of great things. Coming here next at number 7, we have the LA Clippers, 20-12, and this team has been on fire, man. So when they trade for Harden, they lost like 5 or 6 in a row to start, but since then they're like 13-2. They have been crazy good. Kawhi Leonard has missed a lot of their games as well from a back injury. Harden's been doing great. Russell Westbrook's been doing good. Paul George. Again, LA, I feel like with Sacramento, they're definitely above average. They definitely got some good players, but not sure how well they're going to do in the playoffs. But if they can keep rolling, man, because it wasn't looking too good when they traded for Harden originally, but now they are clicking as of late. Coming in at number 6 is the Philadelphia 76ers at 23-10. Joel Embiid throughout like this whole week, he has been out hurt, so Maxey and the other players have been trying to carry this team, and they've been doing an all right job. They still got a pretty solid record here, but Embiid has to be playing for this team to be at full strength and doing good. You know, Embiid is a top 5 player in the league. He's an MVP candidate. He won MVP last year. Maxey, he's shown spurts and he's done really well this year, but there's also been games this year where Maxey has really shit the bed when he is called upon to be the number 1 option. So we'll have to see how they do for the playoffs because they have always struggled in the playoffs. But right now they are definitely doing pretty good and definitely worthy of top 10 here. Next to number 5, we have the Denver Nuggets, 24-11. They were previously ranked number 2. So the Nuggets, they've won 10 of their last 12. They've been dealing with some crazy stuff, though. Aaron Gordon, one of their key role players, he was out with dog bite injuries for like a week. He's back now, though. Jamal Murray's been out for some time, but he's back. And Jokic is doing his thing, of course, one of the best players in basketball. So they have definitely still been rolling here. And definitely, I think, worthy of that top 5 here. Coming here next, number 4, and I think this team might even be ranked a little bit low just by how well they've been playing. That is the Oklahoma City Thunder here, 23-9. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man, is the real deal, man. He is the next big superstar. He is for sure top 10. Again, possibly top 5 player in the league. He is incredible. They played a great game and beat Boston here. I love their young core, man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. Those 3 are going to be building blocks for this team moving forward. They're definitely going to make the playoffs here. And they have so many draft picks stockpiled that so much can happen over the years for Oklahoma City. They can make a big trade and get another superstar with all the draft picks they have, or just keep drafting all these players here. It's going to be a fun team to watch moving forward and definitely worthy of top 5 here. I think they should even be maybe 2 or 3 on this list. Number 3 here, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 24-8. They are also doing so well here. Such an overachievement this year. I do think I prefer Oklahoma City right now, even though the record's a little bit worse. Not by much. They just got the more proven and better players. But the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards is a superstar. Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert have been working well together. And they have one of the best defenses for sure in the league. That's definitely what's been carrying them. So Minnesota is definitely going to make the playoffs this year. I just don't know if I can trust them going far in a playoff series with very little playoff experience. Number 2 here, we have the Milwaukee Bucks at 24-9. Yeah, I like Milwaukee here. They have had, this championship aspiration with Giannis and now Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's been struggling, though. I feel like I'll see him go off for 30, and the next night he'll have like 10 points, and his defense definitely has been slipping, so he definitely needs to work on that for sure. But Giannis is still putting up huge MVP-like numbers, and the Milwaukee Bucks definitely are going to be contenders in the East. But number 1 here, and staying at number 1, I'm pretty sure they've been at number 1 on all these power rankings, is the Boston Celtics. 26-7 record here. Like I said, number 1, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, all clicking right now. Boston is looking like the best team. Again, we'll see how they do in the playoffs here. Like I said, they just suffered, though, that big loss to the Thunder here, which was that was a really fun game to see. I still think though Boston, I would put them at number one here, and we'll see how they do for the playoffs. Definitely one of the favorites here, and yeah, I think that's gonna do it here. What do you have anything you want to add on here about these top 10 teams?
Well, first of all, Dame and his inconsistency, I think, is really at times hurting the Bucks. I mean, obviously the record doesn't completely show that, but I feel like you know, I wouldn't necessarily say he's just struggling, like you said. He's just very inconsistent, man. Um, that said, though, I think the Bucks, obviously one of the best teams, but they're not as good as the Celtics. I don't think anyone can touch the Celtics right now. They are just that good right now. Maybe the Bucks can, but that's about it, I would say. Um, but yeah, I mean that's all you got from me on that one.
The Pistons, man, yeah, it's going to be an interesting season to see what they have, uh, you know, with their 3-31 record right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. So segueing from that to now the NHL, we have at number 10 is the Carolina Hurricanes, and these are the NHL.com's uh, power rankings. I did not have time this week to come up with my own, like I have been so far through the podcast. So I'm just gonna roll with the NHL.coms, and I'm just kind of gonna let you know where I would put them in my power rankings. But here at number 10, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. They're 21-13-4 right now. Um, they're 7-1-3 um, in their last 10, or in their last 11. I mean, um, very very strong run as of late. They started off the season pretty slow, but now they're just building up a ton of momentum, getting a lot of key wins here. I wouldn't put them in my top 10 just yet, um, but they're definitely climbing up there. I like them here at 10. I'd probably have them at 11 or 12 in my own rankings, but here at 10, I'm not going to complain too much. At number 9 is the LA Kings. They're sitting at 29-5. Um, they've lost their last three. They're 0-2-1 in their last three here. Um, they started off the season very very strong, and now they've been slipping. Their December pretty much was a it started off fairly decently in December, and then they just kind of fell off very horribly. Um, they had them ranked at number 4 on December 21st, so that kind of tells you how far they've fallen just in the last 2 or 3 weeks here. Um, that said, I would still put them as a top 10 team. I like them here at 9. That's about where I would have them at. Um, they're very, very good. They play the Red Wings tonight. I can't wait to watch us lose that game because we're just that bad right now. But hopefully we don't. Hopefully we beat them. But they really, really good offense. But their problem right now is goaltending. Um, yeah. Moving up to number 8 is the Dallas Stars. They're 22-10-4, 7-2-1 in the last 10. Playing very very good hockey. They're very hot right now. Um, that said, their end of December was not. Or no, their end of December was really good. It was the middle of December which wasn't that very good. Um, that said, they've just kind of been here where I'd have them. I'd have them roughly around the 7-8 mark. Really, all season that's where they've been for me personally. Is they're not a top 5 team, but they're for sure a top 10 team. Um, they've been playing very very good hockey. Jake Ottinger, he's been out since the 15th with a lower body injury. Um, Wedgwood for goal for them and goal has been in goal for them. He's 11-3-2 with a 301 goals against average. and a 900 save percentage. So he's below average in terms of those stats, but overall record, Dallas's offense has really been able to keep them going. Um, forward here because they're tied right now for fourth in terms of goals against average, which is just really really bad if you're ranking it that opposite way. Um, so yeah, I like Dallas there. At number 7 is the Vegas Golden Knights. They're 22-11-5. Um, they played the Winter Classic with Seattle. I still don't understand why those two teams were chosen to play a Winter Classic, but yeah. That said, they're 1-5 in their last 6 games. Not looking too hot. They're a very streaky team. They get on a big win streak and then they're on a bad losing streak after that. I like them here at 7. I probably put them into the top 5 still, just because they are that good when they're good and when they're playing well. But here at 7, given that they're 1-5 in their last 6, and they got shut out by the Kraken, who aren't that good. Yeah, things aren't looking too hot for Vegas right now. I'd still put them top 5, like I said, but here at 7, I'm not going to argue too much. Here's a team that started off pretty slow to start the season, and now they're just on the rise like no other. At number 6 is the Florida Panthers. They're 23-12-2. They're at number 11 in the NHL's last ranking for them, and now they're at number 6. They've outscored their opponents 19-9 in their last 5 games, which is a winning streak for them, 5-game winning streak. They have been very, very productive offensively. Their goalies have been outstanding over the last month and a half, really since like the second to last week in November. Bobrovsky has been absolutely insane for Florida. Their offense, like I said, has been very, very explosive. 19-9 in your last 5 games in terms of scoring. Very, very good. I like them here at 6. And right now, they have the second best odds according to the NHL, or according to FanDuel, to win the Stanley Cup. Here at number 5, we have the Colorado Avalanche. They're 24-11-3. The middle of December for them wasn't the greatest, but they've since bounced back. They've been playing very, very consistent hockey. Nathan MacKinnon still continues to be one of the best players in the league for them, and yeah, I would put Colorado here at 5 as well. At number 4 is the Winnipeg Jets. They're 23-9-4. They're 16-4-2 in their last 22. They have played very, very, very good teams too. They're 7-0-2 in their last 9. Connor Hellebuck might be playing his best season ever. He's one of the best goalies in the league, posting a 1.88 goals against average and a 9.34 save percentage, which is leading the league statistically. He's just been playing insanely well in net for Winnipeg, and their offense backs him up by putting goals on the scoreboard for them. Like I said, Matt, Winnipeg, I mean, they in my opinion might be my favorite to win the Western Conference right now, just because of how well everything's going for them. At number 3 is the Vancouver Canucks. They're 24-10-3. They've surprised really everyone this year. Last year they weren't, a playoff team. This year, with a very quiet offseason, they've come out of nowhere, and they're one of the best teams in the league statistically in terms of scoring. Quinn Hughes has been one of the top defensemen in the league right now for Vancouver, playing insane amount of minutes each night. So Vancouver obviously they could very much win their division. They are on top of their division right now, so things are looking good for them. I would say yes, they are a top 3 team for sure. Number 2, they have the New York Rangers, who are 25-10-1. That said, they just lost 6-1 on Tuesday to the Hurricanes. Um, the Rangers have been elite all season. Goaltending's been perfect. Uh, the offense very, very productive. I believe like the second or third most productive in the NHL, um, and also in the Eastern Conference. That said, they've kind of hurt themselves in the last few games, um, but they're still an elite level team. They're definitely a favorite to win the Eastern Conference. And then at number 1, you have the Boston Bruins sitting 23-7-6. They're on a 4-game winning streak since the holiday break. Um, they, they've been an elite level team all season. But even when they're playing bad, they're playing good, right? Like, um, you know, they. I believe the score right now is. Let me look at the score right now with the Penguins. Yeah, they've come back. I believe they were down like 5-1, and now it's 5-5. So, um, very very. No, so it was 5-2 at one point, and now it's 5-5 for the Penguins Bruins game right now, and it just tells you just how much resolve this Boston team has. Is they could come down from bad deficits and still end up winning games. So yeah, they're looking really really good, and yeah, that is your NHL top 10 power rankings for now. Anything you want to add to that?
Nah, just pretty predictable. I definitely figured Boston and New York would be the top 2. Definitely some other notable teams. Wish the Red Wings could get in there, man. I know they're definitely sort of like middle of the road, maybe a little below right now. So definitely hope they can pick it up the rest of the year.
Yeah, they're out of the top 16 right now, but if they can just find ways to start winning games again and they answer their goaltending and defense issues, man, they can get back up there because they still have one of the best offenses in the league. That said, keeping with hockey here, today we had the semifinals and the fourth place round um, of the World Juniors for hockey. Earlier today, the U.S. beat Finland 3-2 to move on to the gold medal round. And then Sweden beat Czechia, or the Czech Republic. No, they beat Czechia 5-2 to move on to the gold medal round. So it will be a USA versus Sweden gold medal round, and the bronze medal round will be between Czechia and Finland. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch. The U.S. has a ton of ridiculous talent this year. There's a lot of good talent in just the college ranks right now. They obviously Czechia upsetting Canada in the quarterfinal rounds was huge. Canada obviously was the best team going into this tournament. In the round robin play, it was just Canada just dominating everyone. The U.S. has been the second best team by far. Again, very dominant over everyone that they've played. And Sweden, the third best team by far. Again, dominant over every single country that they've played in this tournament. So you have the number 2 and the number 3 teams ranked going into this final game here between the U.S. and Sweden. I predict the U.S. will win this game. I think they have a much better goaltender, and their offense, obviously, an elite level. That said, Sweden's got some solid goaltending to back them up. So this is going to be, I think, a pretty close game here. But, yeah, I think USA will win this game.
Yeah, sounds pretty good there. Don't know too much on the games, but yeah, let's go USA.
USA, USA,
USA.
USA. What the fuck is a kilometer? All right. Um, yes, so anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for us. Obviously Tuesday we'll be talking all about the national title game and all the fallout from what happens this weekend in the NFL, but I think the big chunk of next Tuesday's episode is just going to be the national title, um, because of just, how big and important this game is to both these teams, and just to, the college football world in general. Um, Obviously, next Thursday we'll paint the playoff pictures for you as well. And yeah, so rate, review, subscribe. Help us out. Let us know what you want to hear more of. And thank you guys so much for listening. And we will see you guys on Tuesday.